Oh yeah.
Shout. What's happening?
What is going on? Are you pumped, Joel? Are you pumped? What is going on?
When you asked me to do this, I was like, I do not want to see this movie.
Well, it's funny because I didn't really want to see this movie either, but we're here to talk about it. So first of all, let's get in here. Again, filmmaker, YouTuber extraordinaire. That's right. Joel Valley from Media Glitch, my brother from another mother, has returned. I'm digging the PlayStation cap.
Oh yeah,
I'm digging
always. I got to represent.
Oh yeah.
Thanks
and
for having
hanging
me,
out
man.
with a samurai guy today. We're going to be talking about Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City. That's right. We're going to get into it a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. And remember, everybody watching right now, that this will be a spoilers review.
Spoiler review.
Just letting you guys know. All right, let me see who's here. Movie Doge Army in the house. We got Jake Hall in the house. What's going on? We got Lone Wolf Ronan. He's saying, "What's up, Media Glitch?" Everybody saying, "What
Lone
is
Wolf,
up,
man?"
Oh yeah, and Robert in the house. Oh shit. So let's do a little bit of rewind here. So me and Radical Reggie, our other brother,
yes,
we did a trailer reaction to Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City, and
I was there.
We did not react to it well. There were a lot of problems. We were just like, ugh. We were actually offended in a way that after watching that bad trailer with the horrible song in it, that we were kind of like, dude, they're actually forcing us to see this in theater only. Like, this should be streaming. This should be like Netflix or HBO Max or something. So we were like, man, fuck this. We're not seeing this garbage, right? And then the Movie Dojo Army's like, well, actually, the international trailer's a lot better. So I'm kind of like, all right. So me and Reggie watched that one. We didn't do a video, but we watched it offline, and it was a better, well put together trailer. But we still didn't really have high expectations to go see it. Like, we still were like, we gotta see this movie. This looks amazing. We weren't like that, and I don't know why, but I was like, you know what? I want to see this movie. I don't know what happened, because I went from I don't want to see this garbage to, you know what, fuck it, I'm bored, I'm not doing anything. But I was just like, you know what, I don't want to take this on alone. I need somebody who's in the know, in the now, who's got the Resident Evil knowledge to join me. So we tried to get Radical Reggie on it. He tapped. He said he couldn't do it. But old Joel Valley,
I was up for the challenge.
That he was up for the challenge, and then he went to go.
Well, Reggie did want to do it. He was going to do it. I think he went to the theater. He was about to watch it, and then it's a brand new, beautiful theater, and they're charging $25 a seat. And he's like, "What? That's crazy." Because the trailer does not do a good job in convincing you're going to get your money's worth. The trailer was awful. I remember when you guys were doing the reaction, I was in there dissing it. I was like, why would you use a slowed down version of the why would you use any version of the Four Non Blonde song in a trailer? And I was like, I'm not going to touch this, but I love being on your show.
Yeah.
I love zombies. I love Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And
so let's do it. Yeah,
I did it.
So even though I wanted to go see it and I was bored, Samurai Guy was smart. I went early. Fuck it. Go pay the matinee price, cheap. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna pay big bucks to see this movie. So even though I wanted to see it, I still was kind of expecting to shit on it. I was expecting to walk out of the theater and go, "Yep, that's a 0-star movie." But is it a 0-star movie? We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna talk about what I liked and what I didn't like. And Joel is here to defend this film because apparently Joel really was entertained. He loved it.
I'm going to go out there. Like, I'm a film director.
All right.
People will want to probably take away that right from me after I say I like this movie. I thought I was a Resident Evil fan until I feel like every YouTuber in the world hates this movie. And I'm like, am I the only person who had a fun time watching Resident Evil?
Right.
So maybe they'll take my Resident Evil fan card away as well. So we'll see.
We have to be honest, though. We're not shills here, right? We got to be honest.
I am being honest. I don't give a crap if you guys hate me after this. I've never cared. I don't care what people think about me, and I've always been that way.
He's gangsta, son. Joel is gangsta up in here. Hold on a second. Thanks Sonder Child for the don't know. He says Capcom just loves to revisit the year 1999. Well, it's the 90s. The 90s were awesome. Oh, look at this. Flicks said he liked it too. Look at that. You got old Flicks. Big Derek in the house. All right. Oh, interesting. That's right.
I say it's better than all though. Both of those.
I reviewed this with John Hancock. And yes, Iron Wolf. Yes. This is better than that for sure. And it sucks because Nina Bergman was in that movie, and she's awesome. She was great. I loved her as a guest on the show, and I was like, oh no, she was in that movie. But hey, you got to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was awesome, but that movie was bad. All right, so let's get into it here. So the movie was directed by Johannes Roberts. I apologize if I said that wrong. Plot synopsis: set in 1998. This origin story explores the secrets of the mysterious Spencer Mansion and the ill-fated Raccoon Shooter. Johannes Roberts did the 47 Meters Downs movies.
I've never seen them.
I've only seen the first one.
I can't because I have a fear of water.
Oh shit! Well, those movies are probably going to fuck you up for sure.
Titanic is a horror movie for me.
Oh so shit! Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Those movies are gonna be a problem. Donald Logue, our homie from Blade, and What We Do in the Shadows is Chief Irons, and we have our lead here, Kaya Scoldelario. And if I said her name wrong, I apologize. We have Robbie Amell as Chris Redfield, and we'll get into everybody else. Tom Hooper as Wesker, and Hannah John-Kamen as Jill Valentine, and Neil McDonough, McDogue.
Who know?
Something. We're gonna call him Irish M. Bison. That's who that is. Neil is Irish M. Bison. So Kaya, I apologize again. This is my first time seeing her in a film. I didn't know that she got popular from these two other movies, and a lot of people are saying her performance is actually a lot better in these other two movies. So maybe you've seen them, Joel.
Who did she play?
I have not. She's Claire. She's Claire. Yeah.
And what movies were they?
So these two I heard were good. I have not seen them. If you've seen them, what was your take on Tiger House?
Oh, I've seen
and
them,
Crawl.
Yeah, for sure. Great movies. I love actually Crawl is a fun time. Maybe I'm alone in that. I don't remember.
No, I dismissed it because
I can't say I remember her performance. Like I don't remember not hating anything.
Right,
either.
But she was solid in it. She was good. But did you see Tiger House?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any bad performances.
All right.
And I don't, but I don't like. It's one that was a bit forgettable for me. Like Crawl again, water, alligators. My wife took me to go see it.
Oh shit!
It was terrifying.
Right.
Reggie says she's sexy in Crawl. So.
Oh, but yeah, some of the Movie Dojo Army's been recommending Crawl to me because I turned it away because the trailer was so bad. It was Crawl. I
liked it.
Crawl.
I thought it was great.
But yeah, I heard the movie was good, so I'll have to definitely. Oh, here he is. There he is. You're supposed to be here with us, brother. You're supposed to be in the army, taking on the task. It's all good, man. Thanks for popping.
We got some media glitches in here. VG Legends.
All right, VG Legends up in here. All right, nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the film. So again, I went in, I wanted to see it, but I was expecting to give it 0 stars when I left.
Which is what the internet YouTubers are giving it.
Right.
They're saying worst movie of all time, total trash, avoid it at all costs. I know a huge YouTube. Yeah, I heard a new YouTuber say, I've never seen a movie this bad in my life.
Yikes.
If I could have gone through the screen to slap him, I would have.
Apparently these people have not seen bad movies.
Yes, man.
And you've heard Samurai Guy talk about Manos, the Hands of Fate. There's different levels of bad.
Birdemic.
Okay? Birdemic. Yeah. So A Night of the Lepus is what Radical Reggie always brings up. But yeah, let's talk about it. You know what? I enjoyed. I know a lot of people had issues with this, but I kind of enjoyed the slow burn of the film. I enjoyed that.
Me too.
Because 45 minutes in, maybe when we finally start getting zombie kills.
Right.
Now I wanted more zombie kills because it's me.
Right.
I am Joel. I wanted more, But I think it was enough in there to be satisfying. Like I was entertained with the zombie kill action, but I did want more though. But that's a nitpick. That's not a deterrent to me hating the film. But I enjoyed the beginning when we go back in the past, and we're here at Umbrella Orphanage, and we have a young Claire and Chris Redfield,
which isn't canon, by the way.
I know
it is now. I guess I don't
So
know.
so is it safe to say, Joel, that this movie is rebooting the franchise, starting over, but still kind of doing its own thing?
It's definitely nothing like what we've got in the past,
right?
As far as Resident Evil movies, and they definitely took a lot of liberties, especially for the fact that they decided to put 2 games in one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm Joel Valley, and I get respect. You're catching your jury is what I expect. This guy.
He's quoting Beastie Boys lines over here.
This guy. All right. So yeah, I enjoyed, it's interesting because the movie, I mean, not that it for me, right. Not that I found the movie scary. The movie wasn't scary, but
not at all.
It felt like a horror flick though. Like the whole opening was mysterious. What's going on? What's Irish M. Bison doing? Creating the T virus.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Are you wondering why I'm calling him Irish M. Bison?
I don't know because Raul Julia is M. Bison, so I don't know.
So Neil, the T virus creator, he played. You remember Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li movie?
Oh yes.
You remember that garbage?
I do remember.
Now that's bad.
Now that's a bad movie.
That's bad. Yeah.
Right?
That is bad. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah,
man.
Bison, he was Bison in that movie, and he was Irish, and he wore a white suit. It was atrocious. So yeah, that's why I call him Irish M. Bison. I never recovered.
Which I thought he did great actually in this movie.
And this, oh yeah, well he's good at playing villains, just not an Irish M. Bison.
Right.
But I like the slow burn beginning, man. It felt like a horror flick. I enjoyed the sets in the film. I mean, obviously this is a low budget movie. Do you know what the budget was?
I want to say it's probably 40 million and maybe 45 after promotion, probably. Yeah, and then they probably get up to 50 just to round off the number.
Right. That's not
how that stuff goes.
For a blockbuster movie, that's not a high budget.
Well, in defense, and I know this was years and years ago, I can't imagine that the Paul Anderson movies were any higher.
Right.
Budget wise. So
right.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, it was cool seeing locales that we recognize.
Right. And which you don't see any of that stuff in the other Resident Evil movies. Let me just point
Actually, you know what? Since you brought that up, I'm gonna save my score till the end. But I will get this out of the way right fucking now. All right, everybody watching, you guys listen to this? You listening right now? Despite the issues that I'm going to discuss with this movie that I personally had, this movie is probably the best Resident Evil movie since Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
And I actually like Resident Evil 3, but for non-Resident Evil reasons.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's the thing.
Non-video game reasons, I actually like Resident Evil 3. But in terms of being in the game universe and you get things that you recognize and it still kind of feels like a video game movie within the Resident Evil universe,
right?
It's way better than all those that came after, man. And I absolutely hated. Now, you can watch the Resident Evil sequels, enjoy them in terms of good, bad. There's a lot of people that enjoy those films as good, bad. That's fine. But Final Chapter broke me. Final Chapter was so bad that the action was horrible.
Is that the 3D?
That was the last one, the very last one. It was the worst. It was so bad plot-wise, and the action was shaky cam. It was fucking atrocious.
That's where you find out she was a clone the whole time.
Spoiler. Yeah, which goes against what was brought up in the second movie. Right. So it's like Paul, what shit, Anderson? You wrote this. Do you not remember what you created earlier a couple of movies ago? Yeah, it's horrible. So anyway,
and here's the thing: like, I've watched the Resident Evil movies, all of them, and I even had to go revisit them. I think it was last year to be like, did I really watch all of them? Because they get so confusing on which one is which. So I just sat down and watched them all. That way I could watch them all, and I can't tell you which one is good or bad. The only one that really sticks out to me is the third one, which is the in Las Vegas, the desert
post-apocalyptic movie.
That stuff. And if you just took Resident Evil name out of it and it was just like, Alice in Wonderland or whatever, it would be better. Like, I think, the fact that it never really lived up or even gave me much. They just gave you little glimpses here and there of what you thought you wanted in a Resident Evil movie, but you never did want that. What you wanted was, and I'm not saying that this is what we wanted either as Resident Evil fans, but what I'm saying is this feels more like a Resident Evil movie than any movie I've ever seen today.
Yeah. For sure. No doubt. No, Joel, it's the worst movie ever made of all time.
That's what the internet's saying. And you know what? Here, let me just say this. I hope that by the end of this, the people who are watching this will not be sheep like I see in the comment sections of all these YouTubers. And you won't take my opinion. You won't even take Phat Samurai's opinion. You'll make an opinion for yourself. You won't be a sheep.
That's right.
You'll go and you'll check it out and you'll decide for yourself whether you like it or not, because in the end, it's art. And art is subjective. And the way you were raised is different than the way I was raised. What I like is different than what you like. And everyone has to form their own opinion. Please do not be a sheep and let a reviewer
preach.
Give you that opinion. No.
That's right.
Sorry. Okay.
All right. So let's get back to it. So right off the bat, so what did you like about the orphanage in the beginning? Let's talk about the beginning. What did you like about it?
I actually
flashback.
I thought it was cool that they even brought in the orphanage. They brought in, because the orphanage really doesn't come around, I think, till like the Lisa or the Resident Evil 2 remake, right?
Right.
And I thought it was interesting that they brought in Lisa Trevor, right? Now, if you don't know, Lisa Trevor is probably one of the most fascinating stories and has one of the fascinating backstories of all the Resident Evil characters. It's insane. And if you don't know, let me just give you a little quick synopsis. Her parents, they built that Spencer mansion.
Oh,
right. They built the Spencer mansion, and Oswald Spencer had invited him over because the doctor was the dad was the only one who knew all the secrets to the mansion, and he was going to kill all three of them. Only the mother and the daughter went, and he killed the mother. They experimented on both of them.
Okay,
which is Lisa Trevor, right? So Lisa, the mother dies. Lisa begins. I think she did the B virus, and it goes well with her, and she starts mutating. They actually start sending in people who look like her parents to try to calm her down and stuff. And she ends up cutting the faces off of them, and that's what she wears. She wears the faces of these impersonators of her mom. And so when you play the Resident Evil remake, which came out for the GameCube, that you see her, she's trying to open up her mom's tomb so she can reunite with her mom. It's a fascinating story, and it deserves a movie on its own.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And this is why I'm glad you're here to remind us.
So when they bring Lisa Trevor in, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And it looks
so you're talking about this character.
Exactly. Yes. So that's Lisa Trevor.
Wow.
Now, here's what you see, she's wearing the faces of the people, and they don't tell the backstory yet, because I think you don't ever see her die. And in the Hollywood world, if you don't see them die, they're not dead. That's just
right.
So I believe they're either gonna go back and explore that. Probably not, because everyone's crapping on the movie so much, it probably won't get a sequel now.
Right.
But her story, her backstory is fascinating. It's fascinating.
Well, I had to ask you about her because she's fucking badass in this movie.
Right.
I was kind of she took down one of these motherfuckers by hand. Right?
Because they tried to kill her after they were done experimenting her, and she was so powerful they weren't able to do it. Okay. And that's why she runs around underground.
Oh.
Because they were never able to kill her because she's so powerful.
All right.
It's crazy.
I was like, holy shit, she's strong.
She just took down a liquor. So what YouTubers are complaining about is that because in the GameCube version, she's literally trying to kill Jill. She's getting in the way, and Chris and the whole Stars team, right?
Right.
She's kind of plays the nemesis role, you know, or the Mr. X role, as she's following these people, and they're like, why is she all nice now? You got to understand, though, what they're not thinking about is this is years and years prior, so she's still a kid. All right, she gradually loses her mind, right?
Okay.
But she recognizes Claire. She even says Claire's name.
Yeah, that's right.
When they're leaving, she realizes that's the only person that she ever really had a contact with besides her mother since the experiments. So, like, of course, she's going to be nice to her. She's still a vicious killer. She's killing people. She doesn't care. You get in her way, she's going to kill you.
Right,
all that, those rules will still apply. If she ran into Chris Redfield, or not Chris Redfield, but like, I'm sorry, Jill Valentine or someone, that would probably go down like that, right?
Right.
But she recognizes Claire, and she helps Claire and whoever's with them, you know. So,
oh wow, okay.
Sorry, this is gonna get nerdy.
No. That's why you're here. That's why I needed you here. But yeah, I got that instantly though, that because you know the connection they had as kids.
Right.
You know, she was the only one that was kind of trying to play with her and was nice to her. So yeah, she recognized her when they meet up again as adults. But she was badass. I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Nina here. What's up, Nina? Nina says production budget of 25 million.
25 million.
So that's even lower than if that's the legit number.
If that's Nina. A legit number, it's lower
Yikes.
than the every Resident Evil movie, I imagine, that came before.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But yeah, I like it felt like a horror movie. Like, was it scary? No, but I like the feeling of it. I like the vibe. And I like the sets and the locations. Yes. Like it felt like a Resident Evil movie, despite the changes and some miscasts that we'll get to.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, it's got issues.
Yeah.
Find a movie
and I want to hear your issues too when we get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so let's kind of move the plot forward.
But as far as like, okay, so the slow burn in the beginning, like you were talking about, I love all the setup. I love the setup of like the truck driver. I like that. I like how they changed it for like the dog that when they hit that girl in the beginning. Yeah. When they hit her, oh my gosh, there's an awesome zoom in shot. Now, zoom in shots are really hard to pull off, and they did it when Claire's looking into the woods.
Yeah.
And then the zombies looking back at her.
Right.
In the woods. Those are zoom ins. It feels very like almost Suspiria. John Carpenter. And I was like, that's awesome. You know, I'm looking at this movie totally different. I'm looking at it like a filmmaker. Yeah. And it fails in some areas and it and in others it is. I like
but the atmosphere was there.
Right.
There was atmosphere.
The so you say the first, what is it? Is it 45 minutes? You don't see a zombie, right?
I think in terms of like shooting and we actually get our actual, confrontation with the team. I might be wrong. It might be longer. It might be longer.
Right. It might be. But what it is it's setting up Umbrella as this company that's come to this town, and the pharmaceutical company, a town that was once flourishing, thriving, and then it has now moved out. And the only people that are there are the people who can't afford to move, or the people who are there because they have some sort of a sentimental attachment to this town that's dying, right? And I like that you get to see the infected, how they get infected, which is like through the water, right? Which is not Resident Evil lore at all, but I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
That because, they've been doing experiments and everything, it probably got in the water over the years and it started messing with people. And okay, so I don't know how what do you want me to say, bro? Because I can go off.
No, we'll just keep talking about the plot here. So here's that shot you were talking about.
Yes, exactly. How did you find that still?
I forgot I put it in here.
I mean, I don't think that's
from the trailer. Right? From the trailer.
Is it?
From the trailer.
Yeah. I really love that shot.
Atmosphere.
And they slowly zoom in. The dog licks up the dead zombie. Oh my gosh, look at you. We're just saying. And then that dog ends up biting the trucker, which I like. Yeah. Because the trucker is still unknown to what's going on at this point. Right. And that trucker was perfectly cast. Like that dude looks just like he did in the Resident Evil 2 remake. You know what I mean? Like that feels like the same guy, man.
But fast forward a little bit here, and now Claire has returned.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to visit her brother Chris. She goes to his house. She breaks in because he's
Which
the
almost
master
funny.
of pick unlocking or whatever the word is. She came in and they have a little back and forth altercation, and he kind of mentions, he's not happy to see her right away because he's like, hey, you've been gone for 5 years. You left me. Irish M. Bison was the only one that took care of me.
Right.
It paid for my schooling, got me a job in the force,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of quickly bonded and got over it. And he's asking her, what the fuck are you doing back here? And here's the plot you were talking about, Joel.
Yeah.
She has these theories because she got, what was it?
She got a heads up.
The was it the room chat? And
The
he's like,
chat
what
room.
is that?
Yeah.
Chat room.
Because they're in the 90s, right?
Yeah, this is in the 90s. Yeah.
There's a lot of funny dialogue that goes on. And Chris Redfield's like,
Yeah.
how'd you learn to pick a lock? Like, that's not normal. Like, picking deadbolts.
But yeah, this guy basically has his theory of what's really going on. And with the whole conspiracy aspect for Umbrella poisoning people with the water. And this was his last message, and he disappeared. And she's the one bringing the tape over to kind of warn Chris, like, look, something's not right with this town. Mm-hmm. All right, so while we're here, let's talk about our two characters. What did you think? So we mentioned her earlier. What did you think of Kayla as Claire?
I had no problems with her.
I thought she was solid.
Because
honestly, I thought she did well.
I had more problems with Claire Redfield in the Resident Evil 2 remake. I wasn't a sold out fan of the Resident Evil 2 remake as everyone else in this world was, which is usually how things go in my life. But I preferred the original, you know?
Yeah.
I thought the motion capture her face, she's just all the time like happy. I'm like, girl, there is an apocalypse going on, We're here. I felt, yeah, this is Claire. That's fine. She's, she's been, and they set it up. She's different. She's different than the RE2 games, but they set that up because, listen, she's seen some crap.
Yeah.
She ran away from Umbrella. Umbrella tried to do experiments on her. They show all this in the movie.
Right.
So that's why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
And a lot of reviewers aren't talking about that. Oh, this ain't the Claire I like. This ain't the, okay, well, I'll stop. Yeah. Keep going.
But you were fine. I thought she did well. I thought she was good.
Right. And then Chris looks like Chris Redfield. It's crazy.
What do you think of Steven here?
Yeah, as well. I think, he was fine,
Yeah.
I'm not, there's nothing, solid. You're not going to go see, this like Orson Welles magnum opus, Oscar winning performances either. It's Resident Evil.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sit back and have fun. For crying out loud. You guys forget to have fun.
I thought he was solid. I thought he did well. But we're going to get to the other characters here a little bit. But yeah, the whole conspiracy, like what is really going on in this town?
And that's when they introduced the twins and the Ashford twins in this scene, which is pretty cool. A little Easter egg, but I think it's more than an Easter egg.
Okay.
Now, if you don't know about the Ashford twins,
remind me. That's why
they're from the Code Veronica game.
Okay.
And so, I don't know if you want me, do you want me to talk about the end? Well, basically, Raccoon
City.
City's
been out forever. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, in the movie, Raccoon City is gone, right? So, like, I believe Claire is going to end up. I feel like they're moving towards Code Veronica.
Oh, okay.
But I'll talk about this later when we get to this other character.
So what happened to the twins
trying to get to RE4, I believe, but we'll talk about that later.
What happened to the twins in the game?
Oh, I mean, they die. But like,
okay.
So they show the dragonfly. I don't want to spoil it because a lot of people haven't. I don't want to spoil Code Veronica because Code Veronica is a really, really good underrated Resident Evil game.
Oh, okay. So if you don't want to spoil the game,
so I don't want to spoil
that's okay.
The Ashford twins and what goes on in Code Veronica because it's really cool.
But
even though it's that old of a game, there's the reason why I do that is because it's not played as much as all the other ones.
Gotcha.
So
I smell a review on Media Glitch, underrated games.
Oh, right.
But yeah, shit starts to get weird.
Oh, the reviewers hate this scene.
Why?
Because Itchy Tasty is basically all it is when you're reading one of those manuals, right? When when you find things, you find little pieces of paper in Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
There's a part where a guy, he's slowly turning into a zombie.
Okay.
And his last entry words are itchy, tasty.
That sounds familiar.
People think, oh, the director just throws in an Easter egg, right? But what people don't understand here is, and this is what I really like about the first 45 minutes of this movie, is you're getting to see, what's the word? Not evolve, but the opposite.
Right.
Devolve.
Yeah.
Is that, of the people in this town.
Yeah.
And so, and people are like, the zombies look so generic. They're at the gate. I heard one reviewer say, I hate that the zombies are talking and they're writing. And it's like, they're not zombies yet.
Right.
They are getting there. They're still.
Well, God forbid you watch any of the Romero movies.
Oh, I know. Well, like Return of the Living Dead, the Dan O'Bannon movie. Watch the Dan O'Bannon movies, man. They strap the girl down and interrogate her. You know what I'm saying? That's when we find out why they eat brains. Like,
I didn't have any issues the way the zombies looked in here. I thought the makeup was fine. I didn't have any issues with it. Nothing stood out to me going, oh man, that makeup's horrible.
But they think that he just puts that in there because, oh, that's an Easter egg for the fans. Yes, it is, but it still has a plan and a purpose for why it's there, because these people are still barely holding on to their humanity. So of course they can do that.
Right.
Still they can write, but they're there to eat that girl.
Yeah.
They are there to eat her.
But I like that because her son, Claire finds this lady's son hiding underneath the table, and she goes underneath and she's like, "Are you okay? Do you need any help?"
Yeah, exactly right.
Go ahead, say the line.
He's like,
and the kid says,
"You need help," or
he's like, "You need help," and then she busts. And Mama comes through for some lunch. I liked the scene. I liked it.
Exactly.
All right. So, okay. Now I have to point this out.
Go ahead.
Joel's probably fine with it, or Joel probably agrees with me. We're gonna find out right now. All right. So up to this point, guys, I'm actually not experiencing a 0-star film. I'm kind of intrigued and entertained what's going on. I like the slow burn. It feels like a horror movie. It feels like a Resident Evil movie. And then this motherfucker shows up, and Leon is garbage. And I don't care that he's rookie cop Leon. I can only take a useless, fumbling, bumbling. He can't even get the fucking keys to open the get the guy out of jail. Right. Leon was driving me insane. And as far as I remember, Leon's always been a badass.
No.
And I know this is early Leon. I know this is rookie Leon, but I can only take so much fumbling, bumbling, and uselessness. Right. I can only take so much. Now, we recently reviewed Cowboy Bebop. All right, the live action. So here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to defend this version of Leon. I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. If you guys hate this version of Leon, I totally understand, just as much as we hated what they did with Vicious and the live action Cowboy Bebop TV show. So I get it. I get the hate for Leon. All right. Now, first of all, he doesn't even look like the character, but I can get over that.
Right.
If they didn't make him so, I mean, come on, dude. You're sitting at the front desk with headphones on, and you can't hear.
That scene is probably the one that bugs me the most.
Oh my god.
That's definitely
let's talk about it. Go ahead.
That's a horrible scene. Basically the semi that tips over, which is the starting point of the Resident Evil 2 game. The truck that tips over right in front. I'm talking right in front of open door.
Yes.
Raccoon Police Department explodes.
Yeah.
And that dude is just sitting there like he doesn't know what's going on. Yes.
Yeah.
So I've known some deep sleepers in my days. That's possible, I guess. But like, it was very ridiculous.
Right.
And then the zombie walks in and a crazy song plays and it really pulls you out of the movie.
Oh my God. I was laughing.
Yeah. But that being said, so yeah. Leon, I know, here's the thing, man. with the Leon. Most people are like, their biggest complaint, and I'm glad you said it doesn't bug you too much, is the way he looks. Right?
I'd rather him look like the character, I'll be honest.
Yes,
But I can get over that if the character they
there's
wrote
so
for
many
him.
people online who can't get over it. They
Right,
won't
that's
even
fine.
watch the movie because of how Leon was cast. And I think that's dumb. I think that's stupid, you know, because Hollywood companies have been changing the look of characters forever. Not just, you know, companies, Hollywood. I mean, when I was a kid, Nick Fury was a Weddle, right? And when I was growing up, MJ was redhead, you know,
right?
Kingpin was a big Weddle, like, you know, white dude, right? I mean, that list goes on and on. These things happen, man. Like, you got to get over.
I don't think I've ever
stuff.
heard you. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Heard what?
What'd you say? Widow? What'd you
Weddle. That means like oh, you probably heard gringo. Like,
yeah.
Gringo,
I don't think I've ever heard. That's kind of funny.
But a Weddle is like a white dude, like, right?
If he was written well and it was an interesting character, and you ended up rooting for him, and he ended up holding his own weight, I would have gotten over how he looks. I would have gotten over it.
Right.
And then even at the end, man, I'm just gonna skip to it. Even at the end, all of a sudden, you know, our big beastie comes out, and we'll talk about the big beastie later. But at the very end of the movie, they try to give Leon a moment, and he's standing there, and he's all like, "I'm Leon, and I save the day. I'm not useless." Right. I was like, "Fuck you." I was in the theater like, "Fuck you, dude."
And you know what? None of that Leon stuff really.
It's just annoying, man.
Bothered
me. For me, it was annoying.
Because, I mean, he is a rookie. And so rookies get picked on. Freshmen get picked on. That's the thing, right? Yeah. But I think the reason why they went this route, because Leon in Resident Evil 2, the original, isn't the brightest character either. You know what I mean? There's a part where he goes up to Ben, and Ben is just sitting there breathing, clearly alive. And he's like, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" Like, and it's like, duh. And Resident Evil 2, the whole Ada Wong plot, Ada Wong is pulling one over on him the whole game. Like, he's so dumb and naive, he doesn't even understand that. So it's not like it's a completely out of character. Leon, everyone knows Leon. Not everyone, but a lot of people know Leon from Resident Evil 2 Remake or Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 Leon is not how Leon started. And so
that's the Leon I know. So that
and here's my theory on why they dumbed him down so much is because I believe they are headed towards Resident Evil 4, because that is the most popular one in the franchise. So they need growth for that character.
Okay. Well, like I said, if there's always room for improvement.
Yes.
If the sequel, they not make him useless and he holds his own, I'll be fine. But in this movie, it was annoying when you can't even open up the fucking jail cell. I got the keys. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, and that's another scene that I hate.
Like this in horror movies, I want them to die.
That's the other scene I hated, because if that dude knows the town secrets and he knows what that dude's going to become, and he's got a gun, the dude's got Leon's gun, he could just shoot that dude in the jail. So that's another scene that bugs me, right? Like, like I said, it's not without its faults, people.
Yeah.
But when people are going, I'm not even going to see it because Leon doesn't look like Leon, you got to get over that, man.
No, it was just how.
Or Jill doesn't look like Jill. What Jill do you want her to look like? Do you want her to have the arm, shoulders, and the beret? Or do you want her to be a sexy girl from Resident Evil 3? Or do you want her to be kind of long-haired, blonde, kind of crackhead from Resident Evil 5? What Jill do you want? They say it doesn't sound like Jill. It doesn't sound like Leon. What Jill do you want? Because Resident Evil 1 Jill sounds horrible. Her dialogue is so bad, right? Or do you want Resident Evil 5 Jill? Or do you want you got to get
I thought, oh, sorry, wrong. I'll click on the bad CGI dog later. But Jill, let's talk about Jill since we're here. All right. She's fine. I mean, I don't know. I just thought she was kind of.
She has
generic.
nothing to do.
She was generic. They didn't really give her a lot to do.
Right, exactly. And Jill's my favorite character
of
the Resident Evil franchise.
Oh,
and I'm still not like, what have you done? Because here's the thing. I'm not married to anything as far when it comes to film franchises, right?
Okay.
Like if they don't, like, I know people are mad because they didn't stick to the Resident Evil script. They didn't,
Right.
they didn't do the whole storyline. They didn't do that or whatever. But Hollywood's been changing things up on us, miscasting people for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they never stick to the source material. Right. So I'm not married to anyone. Like, I love Jill Valentine. That's my favorite character. Would I love to see her done right? You bet it. Does she deserve her own movie? Could the whole Spencer Mansion Resident Evil 1 be a movie? Yes, it could.
Yeah,
but it's
true.
not.
Yeah.
But it's not, because this is the world we live in, right? But I don't see people up in arms complaining when freaking they changed Infinity War. You think Infinity War, that's how it went down? No, freaking Thanos' motivation in the Infinity Gauntlet for destroying half the world was way better in the comic than it ever was in the movie. And no one complained and no one said nothing about that.
Right.
But here they will. I don't get it. I don't understand why.
Right.
Sorry, I'm getting loud, man.
No, it's all good.
It just bugs me that people aren't given
your rights to enjoy the movie. It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
I just thought she was a little generic. I didn't really give her a lot.
No doubt. 100%. I totally think so.
I actually liked Wesker.
Right. And Wesker
what did you think
is totally
of Wesker?
Different in this.
What did you think of Wesker?
At first I thought Wesker would have made a better Chris appearance wise.
Oh yeah, huh?
But then I thought, oh, I see what they're doing with Wesker. They're gonna show his conversion, and how he's the traitor and how he's gonna backstab his whole team. You know what I mean? Instead of just being a double agent.
Right. Gotcha.
And so, and though the end, like, there's a post-credit scene, it's a tad bit cheesy. But it's still like it's not, doesn't even come close to the cheesiness that we've seen in other Resident Chris and other Weskers.
Oh yeah,
like, dude, I think we did 3 different Weskers.
I think we did too
in that whole other Resident Evil, and people are saying that those movies are better than this one. I just don't understand.
No,
I don't.
I disagree with that. It caught me off guard that he was kind of playful and kind of had a personality a little bit, but then later, you see the shady side of him, and he's in there for money, and he ends up betraying everyone, which I enjoyed. I like that. I was like, okay, cool. I like that.
I love that he's got his Palm Pilot. You know what I mean?
Everyone else is like, what is that thing?
Exactly. And but it makes sense because, like, if Oswald Spencer and George Trevor are the only people in the franchise that know the secrets to that mansion, it makes way more sense that when they bring Wesker in, that they would have to map out the all the puzzles for him.
Right. I mean, he even sat down on the piano and following,
and he's got like chord for chord, like ding ding,
to open up the door. Yeah, to open up the doors and stuff.
Right.
Dude, it felt like a Resident Evil game. I mean, I was entertained.
And
but
I mean, can we talk about how awesome that the flash muzzle scene is, though?
Oh yeah, I'm leading up.
Are we gonna get there?
I'm leading up to that. So shit hits the fan. The zombies are about to break through.
Chief Irons is awesome. By the way,
it's Donald Logue, man. Yeah. I was kind of surprised. Well, at least we got to see the aftermath of his death. I wanted to see him get ripped to shreds, but yeah, he was hilarious, especially he fucking with Leon earlier, man. I was like, damn.
Well, in the games, he's depending on what game you play. If you play the Resident Evil 2, the original, or the remake, they're 2 totally different characters.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You know
Good to know.
So,
good to know. But yeah, shit hits the fan. Zombies are breaking through, and they got to get the fuck out of Dodge. Meanwhile, our other team are going up to the Spencer mansion because they're looking, because there were 2 other cops that went missing.
Right.
And this was their last location. So that's why but look at this, man. Atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. Especially when they go inside, man, and you get the whole we should split up angle because Wesker's already got his orders. He's already like, we should split up and do what we need to do. But you got great shots like this.
Which is
look at that shot. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is good stuff, man.
I did feel like the mansion felt a little small to me.
Right.
And I think it's just the lens choices that was used. and they made it feel
be
a tad bit more claustrophobic mansion.
Right.
And that's because I hear people complain about that, and I said that's a lens choice, man.
Right.
Like I'm sure that thing was built to scale.
Yeah, well, look at it. You got
Of the
another
game.
shot right here. Yeah,
You know,
you can see it's
that
pretty big.
looks like the game.
Yeah, this
right
is
there.
great stuff
100%.
here. Great sets, atmosphere, and of course, iconic shots they had to throw in there.
I love the makeup of the zombies, man.
Yeah, zombies. I never had any issues with the zombies makeup in this at all. And you know, I got a. Had any reviewers said that this guy on the right looked like Leon with a mustache?
All right,
because he kind of had that Leon hairdo a little bit.
Well, and here's where another part.
Is this guy from the game, or he's just a new character?
Now, right. That should be Barry. And that should be Barry. That thing that did kind of bug me that Barry wasn't in this,
right?
You know, and I saw an interview with the director saying Barry's coming, and that is very intriguing to me because it supports some of the theories that I have of where they were going to go and why Leon is why he is, and so we'll see. I don't know if we'll ever get it now because it's being so bashed and people are sheep.
Well, maybe this movie has a shot that it'll at least make its money back because it's such a low budget film.
Right. I wonder,
especially when it comes out on Blu-ray, it might actually make its money back to where they can do another one.
Yeah. I wonder if people will go, well, it's on Netflix, it's on Amazon. They go, oh, well, how many times has that happened to you where you didn't go see a movie because you thought the trailer was going to be crap, and then you watch and you're like, hey, that wasn't too bad, you know?
Right.
In fact, I find myself, I'm going to watch this probably more times. Okay. Like this will get multiple viewings in my house.
I'll never watch Resident Evil Final Chapter ever again. I will never watch that ever again.
I don't know if I'll ever watch another Resident Evil movie that came before this. Yeah. I mean, in the Anderson
era, yeah. So shit goes down. Finally, we get our zombie altercation, but we get some blast fest here. But yeah, man, let's talk about the muzzle flash scene because they get separated. Our boy here, he gets jumped. He's lunch. Our discount Barry, we'll call him Discount Barry for the movie.
Yeah,
he's lunch. And then we have a scene where, you know, it's very dark in the house in certain areas, and literally there's no flashlight. So I'll let you take it from here. You can talk about what happened next.
Well, I mean, I just thought cinematically it's shot so well, you know. Sadly, we never go into that big dining hall with the clock, which I wanted to see. We didn't go into there.
Right.
But they gave us this scene, and it's like totally dark. Zombies are coming out of everywhere, and the only light you get is the muzzle flash.
Yeah.
And it's really, really well done as far as cinematically. And you know, when you're in that dark theater, that's why I feel like this needs to be seen just for that scene in the theater, because, you know, the whole theater is going bright and then it's dark and then it's bright and then it's dark. And you're like, oh, that's cool. You know, and then it ends in it goes into what Doom did back in the day. It goes into like this first person mode and he's trying to light the lighter.
Yeah.
And the zombies are going, and there's some things in there that I was like, I don't know if that makes sense. It didn't matter to me. It was just fun.
This is all the light Chris had at some point, and it would go out, and you'd hear the zombies around him, and eventually it would come back on, and they'd get closer and all that. So it was a good scene. I think it was definitely one of the better scenes of the film for sure. I think you, Joel, you could have made this scene better.
You think so?
I think you could have taken this concept and made it a lot scarier.
Oh yeah,
I think. But in terms of
that's a movie's biggest fault is that it isn't scary.
Right.
I think.
But was it an entertaining scene? Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. Now, what's really bad is this scene here that we're talking about is one of the better parts of the film for sure. I've heard another reviewer say that this scene is nothing but gun kata. They compared this scene to the muzzle flash gun kata scene from Alone in the Dark, directed by Uwe Boll.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. All right.
I mean, there's probably like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies that have done this. It's nothing new.
But I'm
I
saying
thought they did it well.
that scene is terrible in Alone in the Dark.
Oh yeah.
But they're comparing it. They're saying it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not the same thing. You know. But anyway, let's move on. Our boy here, he's like, what the fuck's going on, man? He's trying to call
he's packing up town.
Yeah. He's trying to get out of here. Trying to call the helicopter pilot. He's not answering because he's lunch.
Right.
So much for that guy.
Which they took a liberty here.
Is this a brand new character too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. He actually, if I'm correct, he helps them get out at the end of Resident Evil 1. But his plane crashes in Resident Evil 2 into the police station. Right. So they kind of combined two things into one. Yeah.
Right here.
Yep.
Boom.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is another fun scene.
Yeah.
And there were times where I thought, oh, they're gonna cut now. And they didn't. And they just kind of let the scene keep going. I was like, oh, cool. And I respected that. You know?
Meanwhile, our I was kind of laughing at our chief of police basically saying, fuck off, Leon, you're in charge. Whatever. You just been promoted. Fuck off. he just totally.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He's just like, fuck off. He's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Am I in charge? He's like, yeah, you're in charge now. Fuck off. It was kind of making me like, you've been promoted. Good job.
Your dad will be so proud that something like that. He has some great dialogue, you know.
Yeah. Now, what's your theory on what's happening here? So he's trying to leave
and
the town, and then all of a sudden,
the movie.
Boom. So what? Let's talk about this scene. What
do you know who that is?
Here? No.
So that's Hunk, and Hunk comes in Resident Evil 2. You can even play him.
Okay.
And he's in the film about as long as he is in the game, right?
Okay.
And this is when the chief's trying to get out of town, right?
Right.
And that's this right here inside that car is my second favorite scene of this movie. It's actually at this point where I thought, this is something different. This is something I felt like I was in that car.
Right.
I felt like it was just cinematically, it felt so like grim and grindy and low budget and almost it reminded me of other movies like Rabid when they're trying to flee the city, stuff like that, right?
Right. Even with the Journey song playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what? I didn't mind that. That one I didn't mind. The one with the zombie walking the fire is a bit much.
Yeah, that was bad. But yeah,
but this I felt
he
like
loved
this
him
was
some
fine.
Journey. Yeah,
I felt like that was fine. It felt very artistic almost, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, this director might have a little bit of potential, even though everyone's knocking on him.
Sexy Sumo says Hunk is badass.
Yeah. Do you know what tofu is?
No, remind me.
Tofu is literally a piece of tofu, and you can play him in Resident Evil 2.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness. All right, so he can't get out of Dodge. He comes back, and then we see our zombie dog here that doesn't really look great.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It looks kind of worse on the big screen. In comparison to the zombie dogs in the first movie, about the same?
I would say
worse.
Well, I would say the thing about the first movie is they use real dogs.
That's true. That's it.
And they just had like
right
crap hanging on them. You know?
Right. Yeah. This was rough.
Which I'll prefer over CG.
Yeah.
I will give Anderson a point. There
you go.
Right.
Yeah. But now we have Wesker still doing his betrayal thing here.
Yeah.
And M. Bison's trying to pack up. He's like, they're trying to get rid of they're trying to get my life's work. This is my life's work. We got interesting practical effects.
All these stills are in the trailer?
Uh-huh.
That is crazy.
Well, I took from the international trailer. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
But yeah, open chest here, cavity going there. Nice little, some jibs hanging out there. And you got Irish M. Bison working in the back. Of course, he's not going to let him take his stuff. They fire on each other. And the mother got taken out too. Yeah. Wesker killed his wife too. He killed Irish M. Bison's wife.
Which she dies in the game as well.
Right.
She's
Now,
more of the
you didn't
doctor
see the
role
daughter
in the
die.
game.
The daughter, they took the daughter out. They got her out at the end, right?
Right.
Okay,
Because you won't. Well, you won't. That's Sherry. Do you know who Sherry is?
No.
Sherry's pivotal to the whole Resident Evil universe. Like, so
Really?
Sherry is the little girl that Claire is trying to save through Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
Right. She later you play her as a grown woman in Resident Evil 6.
Oh.
That's how like far Sherry goes into the lore and everything.
Which me and Radical Reggie are going to play together at some point.
Right, because a lot of people were knocking on Resident
co-op.
Evil 6 as well, and it's a great action game.
Yeah, that might happen in the future, but
Resident Evil 5 is king of the action game. So
all right, there we go. All right, so I didn't know. See, this is why I needed you here, man.
Yeah,
give me the backstory, give me the history on these characters.
Yeah, so the Birkin doctors, the wife, and the wife plays actually a bigger part in Resident Evil 2, the game.
Okay.
You know, here she's just like shot, and that's it. You know, but she's part of that research.
Okay. So she's in on it. Nice. Yeah, so now the rest of our team's kind of caught up. They find Wesker. Jill finds Wesker, and he's like, look, y'all need to get the fuck out of here. Everything's gone. Raccoon City is fucked. You need to go. And it looks like he kind of dies there. Even he said he kind of felt like he died in the
he dies.
Mid-credit sequence. So he did die. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, he did die.
Yeah, because Ada Wong brings him back.
Okay, right. That's right. In the credits, that's right. Some more pretty good lighting here. Some more atmospheric shots here with them getting chased.
I honestly had no issues with the lighting or the cinematography in this movie at all. So to say it's the worst movie of all time, come on, people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And here we come full circle here when our liquor shows up.
Brilliant scene, too.
I like how the lights were moving. And
exactly.
It was dark, and you couldn't see.
That's a creative, creative way of introducing the liquor.
Yeah.
And the liquor looked fine, CG wise. I thought it looked great. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. I mean, compared to the dog, yes.
Right. And that's when Lisa Trevor comes into town, and you see Lisa Trevor go crazy.
Oh my God. She fucked him up.
Yes.
She fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like, holy shit.
I just, do people forget about, I don't understand the hate. I just don't understand the hate. I understand it's not a perfect movie by any means.
No. I get the Leon hate. Well, at least with the character wise, I get it.
Right.
Because I was annoyed, but it's fine. All right. So we're wrapping it up. Our cast of characters, whoever's left, actually, the only ones left are getting the heck out of Dodge before Raccoon City is done. Mm-hmm. Our boy Irish M. Bison, what did he shoot himself with? Was it a T virus?
Yeah.
Okay. And now, how did you? I couldn't find a shot of how he looked before full on beast.
That transformation was actually really good.
When he was half beast, I thought that was fine. I didn't think he really needed to go huge. You know, I actually kind of liked when he was half.
See, the thing is, in Resident Evil 2, he actually morphed several more times.
Oh,
before he gets to that last one that we see, they just jump right to that.
Now, when he was half beast,
that looked way better.
It did. I was fine with that. You know, I was fine with that.
Full beast was it was a bit much. A little bit.
This was rough,
cheesy, which is probably why you get out of that scene so fast. You know what I mean? They're probably like, this is going to be an epic grand boss fight. And they're like, dude, we're out of money. You realize we only have this much money. And so they probably like, all right, let's get us out of this scene quick, you know?
Yeah, this was not good. It was rough.
But, you know, in its defense, if you look at Resident Evil 2, okay, the original.
All right.
When he transforms, it literally looks like the face goes to here. I remember watching as a kid. It's burned in my brain. His face goes to here, and almost like it looks like a little bird skull comes out of the top.
Okay.
So I feel like they're just trying to be faithful to the source material. You know what I mean?
They just ran out of money.
You know? Because that's one of my complaints is that you don't ever feel that boss fight feeling that you want in a Resident Evil game, you know?
You need a budget for that, you know? And
right.
And if that was true, this only had 25 million. That's nothing, But they tried. I guess you could give them credit for they tried. this whole
it's not the worst CG I've ever seen either. Like
that's true. That's true. There is worse,
dude. Just last night I watched Zombies. You ever seen that?
No, Zombies.
Yes. So Zombies.
No.
You gotta watch it. It's so much fun. It's horrible.
We got to review it. Let's review that.
It's like you know what it is. It's like a high budget Birdemic.
Oh,
like the you'll see like this really bad monkey CG monkey, really bad, and then they'll jump at the actor and they'll cut to the actor and it's like this little stuffed animal and they're like, hey.
Oh, this sounds fucking hilarious.
Oh, you'll love it.
So they can't beat the beast. Leon has his moment, blows it up, boom, bibbity bobbity boop. We have our last shot. I don't know why it made me laugh. Maybe the transition was too fast into the credits, but them just kind of marching out of the it was kind of made me laugh. It made me laugh. And then we have our credits, and then we, like you said, the spoilers in the mid credits scene. Wesker is still alive. Ada Wong is introduced. She resurrects Wesker. Now, what's going on with the sunglasses? Is that like the game, or did they change?
Well, the game, you never see him without sunglasses, really.
Okay,
once in a while.
So they created
They're trying to show, so just kind of like the creation of the Wesker that we know, the Wesker that ends up getting powers. I mean, that's why he got an injection. He came back from the dead. He's going to be more powerful.
She said that was she said it was a side effect why he can't see at the moment.
Exactly. Well, because in his games, when he does take off his shades, his eyes are red.
Right.
So he has something with the sun that he can't.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Did we miss anything else? Anything good, bad, and the ugly that you wanted to talk about before we rate this sumbitch?
I mean, I just to the things that I just didn't like was that there was no Barry.
Right.
Not much for Jill to do because I am a Jill fan. The truck explosion, the opening of the jail cell. Those two scenes are probably the worst scenes of the whole flick. If I'm being honest, could have done with some sort of a boss fight, bigger, more,
a better climax.
More
it felt like it kind of wrapped up quick, huh?
It did. It's a very rushed third act there. I'd rather have a rushed one though than one that just goes nowhere and it's really slow.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely could have been two movies for sure.
Yeah.
And
like the first movie they spent majority of their time in the mansion.
Yeah, I really think they could have explored Spencer Mansion and the RPD better.
Reggie says here, I knew Leo's character was going to be he didn't like the haircut, man. He didn't like it.
I'm sorry, but in Resident Evil 2, his haircut's stupid.
Oh shit.
It is. In the original.
See what happens, Reggie, when you're not here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't mind how dumb they made Leon because I feel like they're trying to get to the story of Resident Evil 4 because it's the most popular one in the franchise. So they got to create an arc for that dude. If he's just BA right from the jump, who's going to care?
Yeah, but they could have toned it down a little bit.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm telling you, in horror movies,
destroys
characters like
the
that,
guy
I want them to die instantly. But anyway, but it did not ruin.
This is way better than New Mortal Kombat movie.
It did not ruin it. Oh,
sorry. I did not like the new Mortal Kombat.
Reggie says, "Yeah, it was dumb in both the game and the movie." Did Reggie see it? Did he see the movie?
Leon's a little nerdy in Resident Evil 2, and people are forgetting this.
Right.
They reviewed this movie.
Right. Well, the Mortal Kombat reason, Daikatana, I'm sure he already knows. That's totally different reason. That's a totally different type of bad than this Resident Evil.
I did a whole stream with Daniel Pacina.
Yeah, me too. Remember? I had everybody, Kung Lao, John Parrish, everybody.
And we talked about the new movie.
Yeah,
and we tore it apart.
It's a totally different type of bad.
We tore
a different type of bad. Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. I had a blast talking about this film with you, and let's go ahead and do it now. Out of 5 stars, 3 is average. 3 is average here on the channel. And you can go 3.5, 3.6. You can do all that kind of stuff. 3 is average. Samurai Guy, I'm going to go first. I went in expecting a 0-star movie. I went in coming out not giving it 0 stars. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's like, oh my God, this is the greatest fucking. I'm not doing that.
That's what people did with Sonic.
Was I entertained by the end of the day? Yes. Will I buy it on Blu-ray? Yeah, I'll buy it on Blu-ray for sure. Yeah. But yeah, 3 is average. I was going to give it 0 stars. Samurai Guy is going to give Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City 3.7 out of 5. I'm giving it a 3.7. Above average, entertaining enough to where I don't hate it. But I like it enough that I will buy it for sure. Joel.
I would say I would give it, if you did 3.5, you said?
You could do 3.5, 3.6. You could do that. Or
I'm thinking like I would probably give it 3.99999.
You want to give it a 4?
Maybe. Like I mean, if for some reason 1 to 10, it seems easier to me. Like if it was 1 to 10, I'd give it a
use Samurai Star. Yeah,
I would give it a 7. You know.
Yeah.
Because in the end, I
7. There you go.
I was entertained. You know, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Listen, it's like the new Star Wars. That ain't my Star Wars no more.
Yeah.
Right. Marvel movies. Those aren't my Marvel movies no more. My stories are in the comics.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. This ain't my Resident Evil. It hasn't been since they started making these things. I'm not attached. I had the source material.
Right.
So I can sit back and have fun. Unless it's The Last Jedi. I just didn't have any fun. But other than that, I can have some fun.
Yeah.
And I think people are forgetting to have fun.
Yeah, they're definitely. Actually, you know what? I'm changing my score. Sorry. It's the second time I've done this recently. I'm changing my score. I'm changing my score. All right, 0 stars. Fuck this movie. No, I'm kidding. The more I think about it, some things still kind of bug me. So instead of a 3.7, no. Instead of a 3.7, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay,
I think that's fair. There you go. Slightly above average. I enjoyed it enough. There you go.
I don't want people to think that out of 1 out of 5, I'm giving it a 7. People are like, oh, it's that awesome. No, if it's 1 out of 10, it's a 7. Whatever 7 is in the 1 out of 5 world, that's what I give it.
That's it.
I'm sorry I got so loud and passionate about this.
I'm always loud. It's fine. We're passionate about movies. Mad. That's the point of the channel.
Here's what makes me mad is that
people say this is the worst film ever made. And clearly they have not seen Zombies and Birdemic and all these other movies.
Not only that is the chats that the people who watch all these reviewers are dogging the movie because of the way Leon looks, not because they saw it. I would say 90% of the comments, they don't see it, and now they won't see it.
Right.
Don't be a sheep. That's what, if I can say anything today, don't be a sheep. Just go watch it for yourself. If you hate it, whatever, man. It's all good.
Right. Night of the Lepus.
Yeah.
This movie is not Night of the Lepus.
I think we mentioned that. You know?
I just had to show Reggie's comment there. Yeah. All right, man. This was a blast. Again, talking about movies and video game movies. We've been doing this recently. We did Dynasty Warriors. Are we going to do Nathan Drake? Are you going to do Uncharted?
Now, there's a bad-looking trailer as well. Whew. We did a trailer reaction to that,
guarantee. Yeah, Uncharted did not look good.
I think Resident Evil is going to be better than Uncharted.
I guarantee you, I'm calling it right now. Just because Uncharted has a budget and they have a star that everyone recognizes,
it'll get better.
As generic and as bland as fuck as Uncharted's probably going to be, people are going to love it. They're going to say it's way better than Resident Evil. Guaranteed.
Oh, Tom Holland's in it. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, that's awesome.
Guaranteed.
And we'll never see another Resident Evil movie. Thanks, guys. Thanks for crapping on it.
Thanks, guys.
Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon Shitty. Like, it's not that bad.
He said, "Thanks, guys." Hey, all you got to say right now, all you got to see right now is that Red Notice on Netflix is the highest, is the most
Netflix
successful Netflix movie of all time, and The Rock is fucking asleep in that movie. Fuck Red Notice. I'd rather watch Resident Evil than Red Notice.
I did see
Red Notice is so boring, bland, safe. Gal Gadot in a bikini cannot save it. The Rock is fucking drunk, bro. Someone died in his family. Something happened, okay? Because The Rock either owed the director a favor. He is horrible in this movie. This might be The Rock's worst performance in his career. But Resident Evil is the worst movie of all time, apparently.
Yeah.
Now,
it's so crazy.
We're going to end this right here. Don't be a sheep. Stay true to what you love and what you like, and keep watching movies. Subscribe to Radical Reggie, even though he's not here. Subscribe to Joe Valley Media Glitch, son. And if you're new here, subscribe to the old Phat Samurai Guy. Gonna love keep talking movies. Got some fun stuff. Don't forget Versus tomorrow, son. One take action movie genres. That's right. We got Crazy Samurai Musashi versus Scott Adkins one shot. Tomorrow, which movie did it better? The whole gimmick is the whole entire movie's filmed in one take. Who did it better? Join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shout out to our Movie Dojo Army and channel members, son. I'm so supporting us on Patreon. Yeah, I can't even talk because I love you. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, say hi.
Sorry. Hi.
Hello.
Look, he's saying hello. Joe says hello. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. What? Oh, shit. Now he shows up. What's up, man? We're supposed to end it.
Great review, guys. Joel, you made me want to go see it. Hey, what's going on? I think I want to go see the movie now. So, thanks for your honest opinion.
Look at that. Wow.
Joel won me over with it.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, man. I think
we're still live.
Gosh. You know who? I
just letting you know we're still live.
Wow.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Now we're going. Now we're going.
A reviewer. I'm so glad I didn't do it.
All right. Now we're going. All right. Bye, guys. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.
Don't be a sheep.
Don't be a sheep.